Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 22nd of October, and in today's video I'll be sitting down once again with Kevin from Palladium, talking about some updates in the regards to the TradeOgre funds and the recovery. But before I do that, let's jump first straight into markets. Quickly have a look at the markets and then into charts. And also, quick reminder to please smash up the likes on this video. Of course, as always, subscribe to the channel. Just a quick reminder before I get going, pick up a Descent wallet because it's the only biometric wallet that keeps your crypto safe away from exchanges and the likes of TradeOgre if that comes to pass. And also pick up a copy of Crypto and Millennials, a book that I wrote and published, 188 pages of crypto wisdom, all for you there for the taking for a $10 price tag. So the markets are looking as follows: $3.8 trillion in market cap, 57.7% Bitcoin dominance, 12.4% Ethereum dominance, $216 billion in trading volume. We had a bit of a recovery pump today. Ironfish has made 115% pump. Bitcoin is at $110,000. It was 111 just this morning and just retraced like an hour ago. Ethereum at $3,900. Solana 189. Cardano at 65 cents. Presently sitting on the 11th place. Not bad. Pumped slightly. Litecoin at $95. Con at $219. Polkadot at $309. Zcash $275. And Monero, where is Monero? Monero at 305. On the charts, Bitcoin has printed a fourth green consecutive candle. We saw Bitcoin pump all the way up to $113,000. Bit of a retracement right now. There are 2.5 hours left before the closing of this candle on the daily. And hopefully Bitcoin opens up another daily, breaks back above these resistance levels here at 111 and 112,000 and opens a candle above them, because then we would have clear ceiling back up to $115,000 on Bitcoin. Ethereum has printed a second red candle. Unfortunately, it didn't break out of this price range here I talked about yesterday. It did break below it, but did recover. So far, it's staying within this range. If it stays within this range, then we should be okay. If it does break below this, then we could see Ethereum go further down, which would not be too great. So hopefully this remains as it is. Once again, hit that like, subscribe, and let's get started with the interview with Kevin from Palladium. Alrighty, welcome back. Kevin is joining us once again from the Palladium team and the effort to recover the seized TradeOgre funds. And I've been told that there are some good updates, that there's some updates. I have no idea what the updates are, but Kevin's here to share them with us. So welcome back, Kevin.
Hey, thanks for having me again.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming back on to share the good news. Hopefully there's some good news. I think any news is good news right now, because the silence was...
Yeah, we have lots of news, but whether it's good or not, that's to be determined.
Right. You just mentioned you were traveling.
Well, yeah, I was probably telling you I was going to the conference, which is coming up in 2 weeks in Miami.
Right.
Yeah, this was just family travel.
Okay. So vacation. Yeah. Great. Very nice. All right, cool. Apparently the RCMP is getting some heat in Canada. So according to Pierre Poilievre, the runner-up for the prime minister's spot, hopefully that's who I was rooting for personally. But we've got the Liberal Party instead. But the RCMP is getting some heat for not having done their work very well. So I don't know how they're doing in this case, the TradeOgre case, but hopefully they're doing a better job. I don't know. What's the news, Kevin?
Yeah, so some of the team actually traveled to Montreal this past week, and met with the RCMP, with the officers that made the arrest, or the confiscation. I'll say there weren't any arrests. Let me correct that. So, we've had some direct contact now. We've also connected with a major law firm in Canada as well, from the legal aspects, because we're based out of the Czech Republic. So in order to keep things moving forward, we had to have representation from a Canadian firm.
Okay.
So we've arranged all that so we can, start getting more information on the case once it officially gets filed in court, which we expect will happen in a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. I guess the first question that people will be wondering is an additional legal representation will probably increase the cost of the case overall.
Yeah, I mean, we've factored that in already. I mean, all the fees that we're collecting, it goes towards the total cost of, of fighting this battle. So, and we're also, trying to take some, precautions to try to protect people's information as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking into avenues if, we could potentially get the case sealed. We kind of have it in the original documents in the contract as the demands with the RCMP that the information that we're providing for the people that had accounts, that's not made public.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, the main reason, let's be honest, the main reason everyone used TradeOgre is for privacy, right?
Right.
We didn't have to give up our personal information. That's how all of us kind of found that exchange. So, we're doing the best that we can to secure that. Obviously, we can't, keep that from the RCMP,
right.
They're looking to track down the criminals. We're trying to prove that we're not the criminals, and we have to have some information to validate that.
Somebody made a comment. I guess there's no chance that the RCMP would, reactivate or permit the reactivation of TradeOgre as it was, right? I mean, that's done and over with, I would probably presume, right?
Yeah, I don't think TradeOgre is coming back. I think if you can look on their website now, it is.
Last time I checked, it was just a message from the RCMP. And I think it was in French, not even in English.
That's all it will be now going forward. You won't be able to trade any crypto there.
Right. And so it's still possible right now. I mean, because the case is ongoing, so it's still possible to people to contact you guys and get in on the case if, it's not too late to join, right?
Yeah, no, it won't be too late. And we found out there's 5 years to claim your funds before they become the property of the
okay. So there's plenty of time, but I guess the sooner the better, right?
Yeah, we're encouraging the sooner the better. And the advantage of coming, with us is we have the legal team behind us to make sure, it follows all the court procedures and everything, and you're not going to miss an important step, in the process.
Yeah. But that's an interesting piece of information. So 5 years, people basically have 5 years to claim or try to make any claims to the seized funds before the RCMP can actually pocket anything that they're holding.
Yeah.
And from what I was told, the Canadian mail is back in service, or they're supposed to pick up once again, so people will be able to send mails because that's the only way that you're able to contact the RCMP. So I was planning on, I've drafted a letter. I need to send it out, but I guess for anybody who is interested in contacting the RCMP on their own, just to find out whether they probably would not be successful, but just to find out what the procedure would be, I guess you'll be able to do that as well. I posted a video, just a short video of my phone call with the RCMP that lists the address and the case number that they can follow. People can follow if interested. But chances of that leading anywhere are probably slim, my guess is. So it'll just end up being another closed loop like the past 3 of the emails and phone calls.
Yeah, it's not been an easy process. we've done many things. I mean, we've reached out to the Canadian Ministry of Justice, regarding the seizure. We engaged with diplomatic resources in the Czech Republic, to try to open up communication channels, with with Canada. It's a daunting task, to say the least. But we're taking, all the steps that we can, both from a legal standpoint and on our own, to try and gather as much information as we can, to help out with the case.
And how is Palladium doing as a project in itself? Despite everything that you guys are going through.
We're a little tapped, to be honest. It's the bandwidth. We don't have a lot of bandwidth. We're a small group, so most of our focus the last couple of weeks has been on the case. Getting to Canada, getting the first group of claims submitted over to the RCMP. And then right now we're gonna shift to kind of focusing back on the project a little bit. Now that we got a lot of the automation set up. And if anyone has submitted a claim and hasn't gotten a response back, please, reach out. I'm on a couple different Telegram channels with a lot of people that have used TradeOgre. Please feel free to message me directly if you haven't gotten a response.
Right.
I'll do what I can to help make sure you get a response as soon as possible. And again, I'll say, like I said the last time, if you haven't gotten a response, don't worry, you won't be left out. Anyone that's completed the form will be included. We think we've caught up on everything, but there's always, it seems like, one or two that may have fallen through the cracks when we were in the middle of doing updates or trying to automate certain steps of the communication process. So
Right.
if you submitted something and haven't received anything in the last 48 hours, please contact us, because we're trying to turn things around within 24 hours now going forward.
All right. So so your team has established some contact with the RCMP, and you've got additional legal representation in Canada, because that's required in order to follow the proceedings in Canada, right? And then you also mentioned that you guys submitted cases to the RCMP or individual details for claimants, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah, we did the first batch of the people that had all the verification done already. We were able to submit those in.
Could you give me a list of like the exact necessities for the verification? Like what's required for people to submit?
Yeah, so the basic information: name, address, phone number, to get verified. And then with the power of attorney, they'll have to go to like a Canadian embassy to get it notarized and their signature verified. So there might be a little cost that you pay for that to the embassy, depending on your geographic region. And then the other is the contract with Deploy Dash Palladium for the representation.
That's within Canada, right? That would be done by the legal teams.
The power of attorney is you have to go to like your Canadian embassy to get that verified.
Yeah, no, I meant like when people are contacting you, what exactly, like what details would they be looking for? 2FA verification, their login passports, or just
the email account that the basic information would be like their email
that they used with the register with TradeOgre. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they don't need to submit a password or
nothing like that. So just a simple email account or email address.
Yeah, that's all. That's like the minimum. But if you have other information like API keys that you had with your account, to further verify that it was you, because there was no name tied to the account.
That's pretty minimal. I mean, yeah, I think most comments that I've seen were suggesting that that's all would be required because people are concerned about passwords. Not like it really matters, because again, TradeOgre is not coming back, so you won't be using those passwords anymore.
Yeah, but some people use the same password for multiple things.
Sure,
so you don't
sure.
want
Yeah,
to give
so
out two pieces of information that could be linked to another piece of information.
right. So to lay that to rest, when you're contacting Palladium and you're trying to open a claim with them, then the minimum information would be required to submit would be the email address that you use to connect with TradeOgre. You wouldn't be required to submit the passport, but any other information that you would be willing to share would be helpful.
We don't
right?
want any passwords being submitted.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Is there anything else in that regard?
No, I think we just gotta we're in kind of a waiting period now for a couple of weeks until the case gets filed in their federal court system, and then we'll have access to more files, and details of the case at that time.
Any idea on the time frame? I mean, we know that it's legal proceedings, so it takes a long time. But I guess you were not given like a approximate time for the next court date or whatever.
We were given, is that it should be the case should be filed in court within a couple weeks or around a couple weeks.
Right. Okay.
And then from there, it could be, who knows yet how long it will drag out. That's going to depend on the courts.
I guess they could drag it out forever and ever. They do have 5 years to claim.
Yeah, hopefully they don't drag it out 5 years. That's gotta be it. But like I said, we're gonna, we're working on every avenue we can to try to keep anyone that is submitting a claim, keep their personal information as private as possible. So that information doesn't become public records in the case, and that's part of our demands when we're submitting the claims.
And I guess in the case of like if people don't submit any claims, whatever money is not, or whatever funds cannot be retrieved from the RCMP, that's going to remain with them to do with whatever, however they please.
I think maybe it gets sent over to the Queen, but I forget how that works.
Yeah, I still don't get that about Canada, man. It's the most bizarre thing. Like when I read through some of the legal documents and stuff, it's just I was reading over the criminal code in regards to seizures and forfeitures, and there's a lot of language that suggests that Canada is still under the rule of the monarch, of the Queen. First of all, the Queen is no longer around, and second of all, like the idea of having a nation that's been around for a couple of 100 years still bowing down to power that's not even, it's the whole thing is just so weird to me. I don't get it, man. I just don't understand it.
But I like to be optimistic that in my lifetime we'll see a change, that
hopefully
people will wake up.
Anyway, that's aside the point. Well, things have been put in motion. It's good to hear that that the cases have been submitted in the RCMP. First of all, the contact has been made, and I think the legal representation in Canada is also important because it's no longer firm from abroad. Now there is a proper way of representing the case in Canada, within Canada, within the Canadian legal system. So that's important. And contact has been established with the RCMP. You said they took the cases, and that has been submitted, and it's all in the works. So it's just a waiting game now.
Yep, and hopefully they're pretty accurate with the estimation that they gave us, around a couple weeks. And when we get more information, we'll send out a mass communication to everyone that's submitted a claim or interest in a claim. All right. They'll get an update of where we're at, and what information we can share from the case files in the case.
I guess most of the information is being shared on Telegram groups, or on X?
Through direct email.
Through the individual claimants.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll put like a general announcement out, but detailed information will be direct via email.
How are things going on the conference side there for you guys?
Yeah, Yeah, we're gonna switch gears here the next couple days and kind of just focus on that. I'm wrapping up getting the merchandise this week for the conference,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're working on finishing the NFT platform, having a working demo ready for that for the time of the conference. So yeah, that's coming up fast. It's crazy to think it's almost November.
The conference is in November.
Yeah, that's November 5th and 6th in Miami.
Okay, cool.
And I'll let people know too if they're listening to this. We still have a couple tickets you can win on our Discord channel. So
that's cool.
Like an $800 ticket.
I've never been to any of the crypto conferences, man. It would be super cool to get to one. I just never. There is a couple. I think there are a couple held in Korea as well. But they always fall within my regular workday, and I can't take time off. Or the tickets are like, way out there for me.
Yeah, they're pricey.
Yeah,
they're a little pricey.
It's not too far. Like I have to take the KTX, the fast speed train. But I mean, over the weekend I'd be looking like close to a $500 expense just to go to a crypto conference, man. So that's a bit out of my price range for extravaganza.
Yeah, it's not cheap for us either. We spent quite a bit to get there.
Yeah.
But not me personally so much because I live in southern Florida, so it's just a short.
For anybody who has never been to a conference like myself, I assume that you've been to a couple. What are the benefits of going to a conference like that?
You get to meet people firsthand, and you get to learn more. I think it's a little more intimate experience, than just reading about something online.
Right.
I mean, that's my takeaway, and you get to, see someone in person. It's kind of, put a name with a face, and I encourage people to, if they've never been to one, if they have the chance, if they're interested in crypto, it's also a good way to learn a lot more. There's going to be there's usually tons of different speakers at these events, and it's just a lot of information in a couple days that you can get, that you probably couldn't find if you're looking online,
All right. Well, I guess that's it for the updates then, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Well, perfect. That sounds good. We got what we came here for. So hopefully we'll get something to hear. Well, we hear something back from the RCMP and the court case and legal system there in Canada sometime soon. And again, hopefully positive, right? Because right now, we're still kind of in the land of uncertainty, not really know which way it's going to go.
Yeah, but I like to say that any non-criminal should get their funds back.
Right.
Without question.
And if you're submitting your details, then presumption is that you're not a criminal, right? Because I guess if you were, you probably wouldn't be trying to claim it with the RCMP.
Right. Exactly. You'd find another way to try to get it, right?
Right. All right, perfect. Well, Kevin, thank you very much for the update. Seriously hope that once something new comes up, please, get in touch and let's spread the news. That would be great to have another update sometime shortly, as soon as you guys hear something new.
Yeah, be glad to do it.
Great. All right. Well, thanks for joining us again, and hopefully talk to you soon again, yeah?
All right. Sounds good. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. That's it for today. Hopefully that brings a smile to your faces. And as Kevin mentioned, you can still submit your cases. This is an ongoing process. People have about 5 years to make claims in order to recover the funds from TradeOgre. So if you want to pursue the individual route, you can do that. I have shared the address that you can mail on my channel. It's in the phone call message, so it's there if you do that. But again, why would you want to do that if Palladium is already doing that? So you could do it through them. But I mean, do your thing, right? Whatever you do, please do remember to smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you for watching the videos and all that good stuff. Pick up a Descent wallet, pick up a copy of Crypto and Millennials. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.